Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Leap Expert Hour. So, for today's session, we are going to talk a lot about very interesting things, which is especially for commerce students, basically, because we do get a lot of queries from commerce students on what to study in Canada, what all jobs are in demand, what kind of programs they should pursue. So, in today's session, we have two people joining us. Number one, we have Ekta from the LeapScholar team. So she has been a counselor, a mentor for a number of years, and she's counseled a number of students of the last few years. So she'll be joining us in shortly. Also, we have someone very special from Canada joining us, Navjot from Potato Talkies. I guess you guys must have seen his videos, seen his vlogs on YouTube, and he's got a pretty good fan following. And he'll be joining us, answering all your questions on studying in Canada for commerce. So before we start today's session, if you guys can let me know in the chat box, where are you guys joining from? So let me know in the chat box and I'll start. I'll invite Ekta in a bit. Cool, guys, am I audible? Can you hear me? If you can just let me know in the chat box. So we have some students already joining in. Guys, if you can let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me loud and clear. Hi, Riddhi. Yes, cool. Hi, introvert. Nice name. Uh, Rahul, yes, this video will be available live after it is streamed as well. So in case you're not able to see it now, you can see it later as well. So we have Bhavyansh joining from Delhi, ACE from Punjab. Great. I'm from Chandigarh as well. Nice to see you here. Uh, cool. Guys, you can start posting your questions already. And we can let me just call upon Ekta. So she'll be joining us shortly and she'll quickly run you through the presentation, which is a very brief presentation, just for like 5-10 minutes. And then we have Navjot also joining, and then we'll start taking your questions straight away. So just make sure the kind of questions you post, they're like very elaborate. Why? Because that also allows us to kind of understand your profile better and give you a better answer, a concrete answer. Also, before we start today's session, there is this link which is floating in the chat box. If you click on that link, and it will lead you to a payment page. It's a very affordable cost. And once you sign up with LeapScholar, you can get exclusive guidance from me and Ekta. We do have exclusive sessions running every week. So I did one session yesterday, one-on-one with few students. So after you sign up, you'll also get a personalized link which you can join, and you can speak to me or Ekta directly. Cool. So we have Ekta joining us. Hi, Ekta. Are you there? Okay, I think, guys, there's some technical glitch we are having. Ekta will be coming up in a few seconds. So, let me just read a few messages until then. Cool. Riddhi saying, sir, I've applied for the visa. Right, Riddhi? Which stage are you on right now? Are you currently waiting for the visa? Which intake are you going for? Just let me know. BSc students, Jyotish Das, I need to know more about your profile to give you some answers. Uh, Mohammed Bilal, I'm from Chandigarh. Great, Mohammed. I'm from Chandigarh as well. Nice to see you. Uh, cool. Let me just wait and get Ekta again. Give me a second. Okay, there's some technical glitch. Give me a second, guys. Right. So let me answer a few questions until Ekta joins. Okay, she's here.
Yeah. Hey, hi.
How are you? Sorry, I think there was some technical glitch in the.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
Cool. Ekta, can
Great.
you
So I
I've
believe
already
we have,
introduced you, so I think there was some technical glitch, and yeah, so you can start with the presentation.
of course, right.
So let me just get a better
Let's
view
go
of
ahead.
this.
Hey guys, hi. So
Yes, yes,
glad to see you all here. Yeah. Is it shared, Saket?
yeah. It's on. It's on. Yes.
Got it. Great. Hey guys, hi. Of course, welcome to LeapScholar. So today's session is all about Canada. I hope you guys are, great and doing well. So today we'll be talking more on Canada for commerce students, of course. So housing a wide range of universities offering diverse course in commerce stream. So we have seen science students, medical students going abroad to pursue, but now it's a gen of commerce students. So we do see a lot of students who are entering Canada with commerce background and are doing great in the country. So Canada has become one of the most popular destination to pursue such programs. So Canada also gives innumerable career opportunities and international exposure. So that is, I think, one of the best thing that we have come across. Many of the students come to us and tell us that what next after commerce. So yeah, I think Canada is one of the destination that students can prefer. So we will be talking more about it. And yeah, I think already have a lot of questions. Of course, we are going to answer each one of you very patiently. So yeah, moving on to the next slide. We have right. Mm,
Can you see the
yeah.
next slide, Ekta?
So we see top five high. Yeah. It's visible now. So some of the top five highest paying jobs in Canada in 2021. Of course, last year we have seen these five highest paying jobs in Canada. One is chartered accountant. I see so many chartered accountants graduating from India. I think India, every second student wants to pursue CA. That is also one of the highest paying job. Marketing manager. Now it's a trend of marketing. So everywhere it's digital marketing, everything. Since it's online, we have seen students getting hired there. So of course, marketing manager, investment banker. Again, a trend flow of investing shares, debentures, all of these that we see. Investment banker, human resource manager. When we see a lot of companies coming into the picture, you also need a human resource manager. So that is also one of them. Chartered financial analyst. So all the Fortune 500 companies who are starting up their headquarters in Canada are coming up with the highest paying job programs for chartered financial analysts. So these are five highest paying jobs in Canada. So anyone here who is related to this background can apply to these set of opportunities. So just for your knowledge, I have shared this. Let's move with the next slide. We'll be discussing on other highest paying jobs in Canada for students. Not only those five, of course, you have wide range of options. These are few more. Students who are planning to join educational institutes for various courses specializing in profiles. So you have certified public accountant, actuary, you have cost accountant, you also have business accounts and taxation, you have retail manager, research analyst, cost management account, and product manager. So some of the courses which are basically techno management, we see now courses which has a blend of both technical and management. Commerce students can also take up that. Some of the courses would require a work experience, but apart from that, yes, I think a research analyst or maybe some other, like, you have you also have business account and taxation. You have a blend of little technical program in that as well. You also have research analyst, retail manager. So all of these are of course blooming with good opportunities. So yes, I think this was super helpful for you guys to understand the courses that you can opt for. So now coming to what exactly Leap Scholar will be doing. So we will be helping you. So all the Canada students who are willing to study abroad, who are ready to study abroad in 2023. This is the time that you can start your process and, of course, get exclusive guidance from me and Saket, of course, and with Leap Scholar Plus package. I hope we have displayed the Leap Scholar Plus guidance package in front of the screen. So we will be giving you the customize help. We'll be helping you with your customized SOP and LOR. We'll be helping you with your visa support, free IELTS preparation. I know it is one of the thing that you'll have. It is one of the prerequisites that is ongoing. So that is also one, and college shortlist, of course. Even if in case you Google, you're getting the college shortlisting. But I'm sure that without expert guidance, it would be super difficult for students, at least by now, right? So all of these things you'll be getting it with Leap Scholar Plus package. And yes, guess the amount. It's just 199. I think that is one of the affordable. I think all the students can afford that, and it is one of the advantages that Leap Scholar is presenting to the students. So you can enroll now using the link in the chat box that we have given you. Okay, utilize the opportunities. Don't miss the opportunity to get the exclusive package. So kindly go ahead, click the link, and enroll yourself. Right. So
Right.
anything else you want to add, Saket?
Yeah, so guys, when you enroll with us, so after that, in within 24 hours, you'll get in touch. Someone will get in touch with you from our team, and also we'll be holding a very small session of selected students for a guidance session, which Ekta and I will be conducting. And in those sessions, you can speak to us one on one on Zoom calls via video. Like you can ask your questions directly, and you can take as much time as possible. So don't miss this opportunity. There is a link, like Ekta said, there is a link which is floating in the chat box. Go sign up. It's very very affordable. You also get an added advantage wherein you'll get in touch with a Leap Scholar counselor, and they can help you with shortlisting your universities. They help you with your visas, accommodation, SOPs, and otherwise. Cool. Ekta, do you think we should call Navjot over then?
Of course, of course. This is what I'm waiting for. Yes, let's call him.
Cool. So let's wait for him to join the session, and until then, we can answer a few questions. So,
Right.
Ekta,
So
there's
let
one
us pop
question
in.
by yeah. So there's one question by Binu, and the question is, I think after Masters of Social Work, can we take a 2-year course? And if so, which course will you suggest in healthcare?
Okay. Masters in, after masters in?
Social, social work.
Okay. Social work. Perfect. After masters in social work, yes, you can take up a 2-year course. But into healthcare, I would suggest, if in case you have any work experience toward healthcare sector, or maybe public health informatics, it would be great, because any university that you apply would at least require relevant bachelor's or experience. So since it's social work, if in case it is related to health related, say example you have worked under some hospitals in internships or something, yes, you can take up a 2 years course. A letter of recommendation will help you getting the admit.
Right. So we have Navjot already joined us in the session. So let me just call him up. Hey Navjot, how are you?
Hey, I'm
Hi,
good. How are
Navjot.
you?
Great,
Good,
great.
good.
Thank you for joining at this point of time. Lovely having you here, and I think we have, loads of questions waiting for you in the chat box already. So, are we ready to answer them?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool. So,
Right.
guys, let me just briefly introduce Navjot. So, Navjot also runs a channel on YouTube called Potato Talkies. It's immensely, immensely popular amongst Indian students, and I'm pretty much sure all those who are watching this session today must have seen his videos. So, he gives loads of tips and tricks on how to live your life in Canada, how to find jobs, and everything in between. So, we got him for this session exclusively to answer your question. Reason being, he lives in Canada, so I think he can understand your pain points better and he'll be able to guide you better. Cool. So, Navjot, I'll pull up a few questions and I think you and Ekta can take them up collectively.
Sure.
Uh, one question I have is from Aryan, and he's asking, can uh, PGDM in business analytics be chosen after a BBA?
Um, Look, so you can. It depends on whether you have experience or not, because education alone, you cannot look at that in isolation, right? So you need to see if you have experience. If you do not have any experience, then you need to have a very strong SOP connecting why you want to do a PGDM after your BBA. Now it is not that it's not related, right? You need to make that correlation, and if it makes sense, then why not? But in my experience, what I've been seeing, and my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, a lot of my family is also applying for Canada. Lately, what I've seen is that the more focused you are in your course selection, the better
Yeah,
it will be in terms of getting a visa, because there are so many students applying and the hit rate is now lower. Obviously, because there are so many people applying and there are limited seats. So I would say just be very laser focused on what kind of a niche that you're choosing after you have done your graduation from India. And
right.
yeah, if you do that and you have a strong SOP, why not?
Right. So I think that brings me to the next question, which is asked by Riddhi. So she got her visa refusal because she said she chose a course which was not consistent with her background. So I think, Ekta, anything you would like to suggest her, because I think she did her BCA and then she applied for business management, but she got refusal. So
Right.
what should she do in this case?
Right. So since you come from a technical background and you're applying to a business management, and again that's a master's, right? So they would expect you to have at least a set of knowledge before you apply for any master courses. So Riddhi, I would suggest you to apply for any course which is related to technical, or at least take up a techno management. Say example, if in case you would have taken business analytics or data analytics, you might have not got the refusal because it has a blend of both. Whereas what
Yeah,
you did is you got into a complete management sector, so they will think that you are not the right student to get into the country for this particular course, right? So that is
right.
the reason you have got the refusal. What I suggest you is apply to a relevant course. If in case you had a work experience into business area for at least 2 years, we might have not seen the refusal. But since here, hence in your case, I would suggest you to apply for business analytics than going for a business management course. I think that would be the ideal choice.
Right. So, guys, I think the answer is pretty clear. Even if Joe told us the same thing, and even Ekta said the same thing, that make sure that the course you're choosing is very relevant. Canada is very particular about your overall background, and more focused you are towards your course, more focused you are, on your profile, the higher are the visa chances. So, make sure you choose the right
Right.
course. So, Navjot, I have next question from Rishi, and he's a commerce student, and he's thinking of giving SAT. So, do you think SATs are mandatory for Canada, or students can skip it?
No, they are not. Certain universities do take that, but SATs are mostly for US. Canadian universities, some of them, like some of the Ivy universities would, want that, but it's not mandatory. It depends on the course that you're choosing and the college that you want to be in.
Right. And Ekta, any expert opinion from you?
Right. So I think, of course, that is not mandatory. Only in a very rare case they might ask. But yeah, if in case it's mandatory, they might mention it in the offer letter. Maybe it might be a conditional offer letter. So yeah, it's fine.
Cool. Next up, I have a question from Mohammed Bilal, and he is asking, I have completed a degree in hotel management and now planning for MBA in hospitality from Canada. So please tell me, what is the scope of hospitality management in Canada? Navjot, can you take up this question, please?
Absolutely. I love hospitality because the thing with hospitality is that it's very much in line with how the population grows in a country. So, in a country like Canada, where so much immigration is happening, the same immigrants are actually, going for holidays, same immigrants, and then their families visiting, and what would happen, in my view, and it's unfortunate that hospitality management was actually, or hotel management was actually hit by COVID. But what would happen is, as we move out of COVID, we will see a lot of population growth, not just in students, immigrants, and relatives of immigrants and students who are coming to Canada. I think there'll be a lot of scope. There'll be a lot of scope if you are, for example, a bakery chef. My sister is a bakery chef. She came to Canada and she's getting a lot of demand here now that we are open after COVID. So I think there's a massive scope, and you are on the right path because you have done your degree in hotel management and then you are doing your MBA in hospitality management. It's a very, like Saket, Ekta, we all were saying in the previous question, that you have to be laser focused, and I think it's the
Yeah,
right path, and I am very positive about this field.
cool. I hope that answers your question, Mohammed. Next up, Ekta, we have a question from Madhusudan Patel, and he's completed his Bachelor of Commerce with 7.5 CGPA, and he wants to go to Canada in September 23 for PG or Masters, and he's got 6.5 with 6. So, what kind of programs will you recommend to him?
Right. So as you know, in a very few, starting slides, we mentioned that which are the highest paying jobs. So Madhusudan, since you have completed Bcom, now since you're planning for PG diploma or masters in a case, if in case you have more than 2 years of experience, I would suggest you that. If not, see, I'll just give you the difference between PG diploma and masters. PG diploma is a level 7 program, whereas masters is a level 8 program. So there is just a level difference, nothing more than that. PG diploma, some of the colleges, like Seneca, Cornerstone, Centennial, all of these will give you management, marketing, international business, finance, banking, all these courses. It again depends that what was your specialization in your BCom. If in case it's finance, go to international finance. That will give you a good opportunity. If not, right now, international business is blooming with a lot of opportunities. MIM is coming up with a good scope. So I would suggest you that. And yes, IELTS, it's pretty good. It's 6.5, no band less than 6. So yes, it works.
Cool. Navjot, what's your take on finance and accounting jobs in general in Canada? So I was doing this session with Nidhi Nagori, and she's also into finance and accounting, and she spoke pretty highly of how accounting as an industry or finance and as an industry is booming in Canada. So how do you see, especially for people from commerce background, who are wishing to study accounting or finance in Canada, how do you see this industry overall? Because I think I have another question which kind of relates to it. So Himani has a question regarding auditing and accounting, and around which course you should do in Canada. So what's your take on it?
Yeah.
Okay, to be honest, there is no business that runs without accounting. And again,
Yeah.
with more immigrants coming in, with more startups coming into Canada, with more companies who are setting up offices in Canada, you have to run payroll, you have to audit your business, you have to do accounting, you have to do taxation. And I see this growing a lot. Now, any service based industry, it's not about accounting, any service based industry that is
Mhm.
intrinsic. For example, HR management, right? You need human resources, right? Same way you need accounting if you are expanding your company or expanding your presence in a particular market. So I am very positive. Again, like I said, it has to be what you do within finance. For example, here it's accounting, so it has to be that. Plus, if you're starting your business, I see a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm one as well. You cannot run a business. If I was an entrepreneur and if I was trying to run a business without knowledge of accounting and auditing, I would
Mhm.
be miserable, or I'll have to pay someone a lot of money to do that, right? So I
Yeah.
think there's a scope not just about getting your jobs here, but also if you are running a business or joining a startup, as one of the founding members, knowledge of accounting is going to go a long way.
Right. Guys, I hope that answers a lot of questions around finance, which people have asked in the chat box. So next question I have from two people, Sudesh and Introvert, right? So I think I'll just show one comment. So this is one, MBA in Canada, and what are the good colleges in Canada for MBA? So yeah, Ekta, what colleges or universities will you recommend for MBA in Canada?
Right. For MBA Canada, York University, University of Western Ontario, University of British Columbia. You also have University of Calgary, University of Toronto, McGill. All of these are, a great MBA. So I think these universities you can apply in case you are willing to take up MBA. MBA in Canada, of course, why not Canada? MBA generally, you in Canada, you'll have 2 years of MBA and 3 years of post-study work visa, right? So as soon as you complete your MBA, you can also take up a part-time job along with your MBA. And during your part-time job, if in case you perform well, you get absorbed by the same company for your further job references. Generally, MBA course structure, you have two types. One is executive MBA, which are generally for students who have 2 years of work experience, minimum of 2 years of experience. And the other one, you will have fresher MBA for students. Of course, they would require 4 years of bachelor's. In India, we see students having 3 years of bachelor's, but they can also take up 1 year of PG diploma and then apply. So I think that is also possible. So we have routing for both of them. And these are
Right.
some of the universities
Navjot,
which I generally suggest students
right.
doing. Yeah,
Yeah, and I believe these universities will also require GMAT in general, right?
right. The requirement will be both IELTS and GMAT. GMAT 600 plus will be a good score.
Right. Cool. Navjot, there's one more burning question which we get from a lot of students, and I think you being in Canada can answer it, articulate it very well. So a lot of students have this apprehension that a master's and a PG diploma, you know, there is a lot of difference. Yes, there is a difference, but students think that a PG diploma is not worth. So what's your take on it?
You know what, Saket? Even a master's is not worth if you don't network when you come to Canada, right? I've said this on LeapScholar, I've said this on my channel as well. Even if you do a master's degree, but if you only do it for the merit of the course, if you only do that, for what you learn in the classroom, um,
Mhm.
I'll be very strong in saying that it's actually not worth, right? Because it's a lot of
Right.
money that you're spending. So, what happens, whether you chose a PG diploma or an MBA or, whatever course you choose, it's very important that you come here and you network with the people sitting besides you because they could be CEO of Google. You don't know that, right? You have to network with professors. And if you go into a course or a college that's slightly better than others, you just get to network better, right? So you need to look at
Yeah.
it from a point of view that you are getting experience and exposure to a lot of people who know what they are doing. And that way, even if you choose PGDM over MBA, as long as you are doing networking and as long as you are taking that course with not just the intention of learning what you're learning in the classroom, but also getting exposure in your part-time jobs, I think any course is good, right? So obviously, you have to choose something that's relevant to what you have done to get the
Right.
visa. It's nothing is better or worse. It depends on you.
Yeah,
Right.
I think that is the one reason that outside India, wherever you go, you are allowed to do a part-time job for 20 hours a week. So this might also be one of the reason where students tend to go out, network themselves, and get an international exposure.
100%.
Right. And I
Add on to this, right? So I see a lot of students. Now I am in the heart of one of the biggest student hubs. I'm in Kitchener right now, right? So Kitchener Waterloo has one of the best universities. And I see a lot of students here. Some of them are working, just for the sake of working because they can, and which is fine, right? I'm not. And some of them actually volunteer with startups,
yeah.
and there's a lot of difference in their trajectory and where they are going. And it's not necessarily that the person who is working with the startup is an MBA because startups don't care. Startup, care about your attitude towards, your work, and they care
Yeah.
about, so they don't care, if you've done an MBA or a PGDM. What they care is what your attitude is, right? So I think it's very
Right.
different seeing that, right in front of my eyes, here in Kitchener. There's a lot of difference in the kind of people who are doing well.
Right. Cool. I hope that answers a lot of questions around PG diploma. So I'll move on to the next question, which is asked by Abhilash, and he's asking about courses for agriculture graduates in Canada.
Right. So agriculture again, you have a lot of courses when it comes to soil and mining. You have supply agriculture courses. These are so basically that is one of a need. Agriculture is one of a need, despite of which country you go. When it comes to Canada, we also see a lot of soil mining courses blooming with good opportunities for the students. So if in case you are an agriculture graduate, having at least a year of experience, you can get into these courses. And I can also name
Right.
some.
And Navjot, any? Yeah.
I would say one of the biggest, I think one of the budding, industry is food science. And that has to do with agriculture as well. And there are less people. So there are a lot of people who are doing agriculture per se, but there are very few people who are working towards the science of agriculture. And that I think is, like, for example, Windsor is becoming one of the hubs for food sciences, right? Because of its proximity to the US and, whatnot, right? So I think food science is one more field that I would just add on within agriculture. That could be something that you can pursue.
Yeah, food science, food
Right. And I
technology,
think,
of these.
yeah. And Ekta, I think what's your take in, because I think one because I think I also think like provinces also matter, like location. So I think Saskatchewan, which is like again I think one of the agriculture hubs of Canada, as a province, I think it offers better opportunities. Like what's your your take on that?
Definitely. I think when you see the demand and supply and the number of students participating in those kind of programs, coming up with some, as agreeing to the fact what Navjot said, that you have very less people into the sector, which now is more in need. So I think students can approach these set of programs and make use of it.
Cool. Next question I have is from. Okay, let me just pull up some questions from the bottom as well because I don't want people to be left out. Uh, Cool. This is very interesting question from Khushi, and she's asking, Navjot, so what will you prefer, like going to Canada after 12th or after graduation?
I personally would do it after graduation. Um,
Right? Any particular reasons?
Look, so knowing me when I was in 12th, and I'm talking about only me, and you need to answer this question for yourself. Now, I was not mature enough, I would say, after 12th. I didn't know what I was doing. I was doing what my parents were telling me to do. I didn't have a direction, so taking that plunge uh, would not have been the best decision for me at that time. So that's the question that you need to answer, whether you know. For example, my sister, since she was in sixth standard, she knew that she would be, pursuing psychology as a career, and she is a, psychologist now, right? So after, now she's not in sixth. Now she's, she has done her MPhil, right? But she
Yeah.
is a psychotherapist now. I didn't know that, right? So you need to know how focused you are, and if you're in 12th or graduation, you just have to decide. If you're not clear on what you want to do, then I would recommend doing a graduation in India, figuring out what you like, and then choosing a course in Canada. That's just my personal preference.
Right. Cool. So moving on to the next question, which is from Preet Kaur. I have completed my Bcom with 7.65 CGPA and I don't have math. What type of course can I pursue? I think Ekta, is maths. I think it's not required, right,
Yeah,
for a
that's completely
PG level
fine.
program.
Yeah. PG level program, I think it's not required until unless you want to take something like MS in mathematics or, very particularly related to mathematics. If in case you're taking up, since you've completed your BCom, then yeah, I think it is not required. The type of courses that you can take is business management. You can also take, marketing and business. You can take up management, HR, something related to these, you can definitely take up read. Maths is not compulsory until unless you want to get into a complete mathematical course.
Right. Um, Now we have a very interesting question from Kunal, and I think this is one question which a lot of students do ask about gap. So this guy completed his second year BCA and then has a drop of 3 years, and after that he's going to complete his BCA this year. So will 3 years gap will be accepted by Canadian colleges or universities in general?
You want me to answer it?
Yeah, yeah. Anyone can go ahead. Yes.
Look, I think you need to understand, and we need to understand, Kunal, if you can just, mention that in the comments. What were you doing in those 3 years? And if you dropped and did nothing, then it could be a problem. But if you dropped and you were, helping your family business, there is, a way to, use that. Obviously, it's not easy to fill that gap. But it's very important to understand what you did in those 3 years.
Right. And I believe if you have some, like some really, circumstances like a medical emergency or something, even that can justify your gap to some extent, right?
Right. I think, justifying those 3 years, if in case he was working, maybe he can get a letter of recommendation from, those 3 years and, give it during the application. If he's ready to, explain the gap, then yeah, we can try.
Right. Um, Next up, we have a question from Anshul, and he's asking that my brother has done CBSE 10th, 93%, and 12th as well. And sorry, 10th is to 91%, and 12th is 93%. Best colleges for BB and Bcom. And can he apply for scholarships as well?
Best colleges for BB and BCom if in case he's planning. Yeah, scholarships. Okay, let me tell about scholarship. You again see two types of scholarship. One is internal scholarship, which are given by universities during your application process, and the other one generally students see are external scholarship which are given by some of the private boards. Okay, so that comes after you get your offer letter, get enrolled into the institute, that time you see. So these are two types of scholarships. Again, the applicants for external scholarship will be much more higher, because every part of the world students want to apply for scholarship. Of course, that is also one of a main concern. Secondly, internal scholarship again depends on what type of profile you have. They might also ask you to write an SOP and go through an interview. That is also one of a case. So I think this answers the scholarship part. Second, which you have, okay, CBSE board 93%, okay, BBA or BCom. So he is looking for BBA or BCom, right?
Yeah.
So again, we see undergrad program, in Canada,
Ekta, we've lost. I think your voice is breaking.
you can apply for some of the universities. Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah. We lost you in between.
Right. So yes, these are some of the universities that I can suggest. Also, I hope. Yeah, am I audible now, Saket?
Yeah. Can you take the names of the universities again, please? Because we lost you in between.
Right. Okay, I'll just name the universities. It's University of Waterloo, Ryerson University, University of Calgary, University of Quebec at again Montreal. All these universities you can apply.
Right. Guys, we have Navjot with us for just 5 more minutes. If you have any questions directed at him, please post them right now. And
Yes.
yeah, so Navjot, I have another question for you, which is, on IELTS, and I think this is one of the most frequently asked questions: that whether students should go with IELTS or some other test, or maybe some other test they should kind of take for Canada. Which one would you recommend in general?
Look, so it's not guesswork here, right? So you need to look at what the requirements are. Some require IELTS, some require something else. Some will be okay with TOEFL. So you need to make sure that you are adhering to whatever course you are applying for. What are the requirements in most universities, and in most cases, IELTS is the most acceptable form of language test. But yeah, it's not guesswork. You just need to look at the universities, look at their requirements, and then sit for the test that they accept.
Right.
Right. I think students can take up a shortlisting of universities with us. Maybe we also give them A to Z details on the universities. So I think students whoever have enrolled using the link in the chat box will be getting a customized shortlisting according to their profile, so that they can check out what are the pre-requirements, and then maybe they can take up either IELTS, TOEFL, or any Duolingo probably. Yeah.
Right. Navjot, one last question for you before you say bye to us. So we have a very interesting question from Unnati, and she's asking that I have done my BSc Home Science 4 years, and she has 3 years of experience as a food manager from a hotel. And she's applied for a management course at 3 colleges a month ago, and she's expecting whether she's going to get an acceptance or not. So what's your take on her
Prati,
profile?
I have no, what I'm missing here is that what kind of management courses you applied for. Now you have BSc Home Science and then experience in food, as a food manager. Now it's a very much, it's not like it's an unrelated experience, it's a related experience, right? If you have applied for, management courses which are in line with your experience, and if you wrote a good SOP, there is no reason to believe that you would not get it, right? So I think if you have applied for something that's relevant, and we have been talking that about this for the last 30 minutes, there's no reason to believe that you would not be accepted.
Right. Unnati, I hope that answers your question. Navjot, before you say bye to us, some tips and tricks you'd like to give, the audience today who are wishing to move to Canada.
I have been going like a trumpet for the last 3 years on my channel. Anyone who is listening to this and anyone who is planning to come to Canada, it doesn't matter what course you come in, guys. Network, use this opportunity, because you have one up on people who are coming here on PR, because you have more time to network with people who have been here, with professors, with your alumni. I think there are just more opportunities available to you, and take this opportunity to network as much as possible. Go to events, volunteer at startups. There's so much here, there's so many opportunities here. You just need to look at this as glass half full. Don't feel that, okay, I'm a student, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's too cold. Nothing matters, right? What matters is the kind of networking that you do. And I'll keep going like a trumpet, till the time each and every student, understands that. But that's something that's very underrated. Just if you're coming here, yes, you are choosing a course, yes, you are coming here to study, yes, you are coming here to gain knowledge, yes, you want a PR, but do not forget to network when you are here.
Right, and I think most students, they forget about networking, and they're just kind of focusing on the PR. But I think if you have the right skills on the table, if you bring good skills on the table, I think nothing will stop you to get a PR eventually. So I
Absolutely.
think
When people say net worth, network is your net worth. It's not something that people say, it's actually true. And I'm realizing that
yeah,
now that I'm into real estate and jobs, and, I know that a lot of the money that I'm getting in, and that's why people do it, right? To earn money, right? And yes,
yeah,
happiness and everything, but, money is good, right? So a lot of the success that I'm achieving right now, it's not because of my education. I am an IT engineer who did his MBA because he didn't want to do IT engineering, for the next 30 years. And now I am a
yeah,
mortgage broker who is doing YouTube. It doesn't make sense, right? But,
yeah.
the reason why I still feel I'm successful is because I double down on my networking, and the kind of people that I know, they help succeed me. And no course would match that, right? So I think that's underrated advice.
Right,
I know it's a way ahead of a lot of people who are, in this process, but just remember this, if nothing from this session.
right. Cool. Thank you so much, Navjot, and thank you for joining us. And I hope a lot of students would really benefit from your guidance. And guys, before we say bye to Navjot, make sure that you subscribe to his channel and you watch his videos, because he's immensely popular and creates awesome content on YouTube. Thank you so much, Navjot. It was nice talking to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much for
Navjot.
having me. Thank you, Ekta. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Great.
Cool. Yeah, so Ekta, let's get back to the questions now. So we have another question from Manya Sani, and she's asking, what is the difference between a PG diploma for a college or university?
Right. Himanya, so the difference that you see in a college or university, see, whichever course that you're taking, you can also check the credits, what credits that you'll be earning once you graduate from that particular course. I think that is more important. It is not important that which college or which university you're studying, but it is more important that what opportunities that the college or universities are giving. Check the curriculum that they have, check the syllabus that they have, what is there to offer in the extracurricular activities. I think these are some things that will put some salt in your food. So that is what I generally suggest students, that don't see the university or college, just look into what opportunities that they are there to give you. So even if in case you're taking a PG diploma in a college, see, the difference between a college and the university is just that university is headed by the public organizations where they get the funding from, and college are some of the private institutes. So end of the day, what matters is what knowledge that you're getting out of it. So I would suggest you to look into it and also talk to a lot of alumni students, understand what they're doing, how they are working. I think LinkedIn is one of the greatest platform to use. So yeah, I would suggest you that, Manya.
Right, guys. Before we answer more questions, there is a link which is floating in a chat box, and if you want to get exclusive guidance from me or Ekta, I would request you to go and sign up. It's very very affordable. We do a lot of close knit sessions wherein I speak to students, Ekta speaks to students one on one directly, and we can answer your queries. We can address your queries in a better manner. So make sure you
Right.
sign up. It's very affordable. Plus, you also get all the benefits of LeapScholar, which includes, a counselor which will be assigned to you. They'll help you with university and college shortlisting. They'll help you with LORs, SOPs, your IELTS. And if in case you want to apply for scholarships, all the counselors at Leap, they're trained to help you apply for scholarships as well. Because like Ekta also mentioned previously, that a lot of colleges and universities would require personalized essays, and especially Canada being such a popular country, and there's a lot of competition. Even scholarship essays have to be on point. So make sure you sign up. There's a link in the chat box. And you get an exclusive guidance. I have another session, a personalized session, which is happening on Friday. So I'm doing at least 2 to 3 sessions every week. So if you want to meet me personally, meet me or Ekta personally, go sign up right now.
Right.
Moving on to the next question, Ekta, which is from Shruti, and a very valid question, I would say, and I think I do get this question a lot. So, is
Right.
PG diploma valid outside Canada?
Okay. So, Shruti, yes, of course, any student who takes up course wants to understand this. See, if in case you're planning to take up a PhD after PG diploma, then it might not be valid. But otherwise, if in case you're using your PG diploma as an opportunity in your CV or maybe in your workplace, then yes, of course, it is valid outside Canada. Okay, so yeah, it also depends on which college you have done and what are the credits that you have earned in your transcript. So you are currently working in Wells Fargo, so you have completed your Bcom with 7.5 CGPA. You're planning to masters over PG diploma in Canada. What are your thoughts? You're planning to do masters over PG diploma in Canada? Yes, if in case, I generally suggest students, if in case you're eligible to take up masters, then don't settle for a PG diploma because you are coming one step down. So yes, if in case you're eligible, since you are a BCom student, if you have 2 years of work experience, minimum of 2 years of experience, take up MBA or maybe masters. Don't settle down over PG diploma. So this is what
Right.
I can suggest you, Shruti.
Right. Cool. Ekta, there's one more question I wanted to ask you on this similar note. Because a lot of master's programs will also want 4 years of undergraduate degree, right?
Right,
But I
right.
think Canada has a few options. Some colleges or universities that will accept you with a 3 year bachelor's
three
as well,
years,
right?
yeah.
Right. So, guys, if you want to know about these universities and if you want to apply for a master's after a 3 year bachelor's, you go sign up right now. And I think we can get in touch with you directly, and a counselor will help you shortlisting such options.
Right.
Cool. There have been a few questions around distance education as well. So, this is just one question I've picked up. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of students were asking that, they have done distance learning education. So is it accepted in Canada, distance learning or
Distance
correspondence?
education, no, it is not accepted. Distance education is not accepted anywhere. So, if in case you're willing to study abroad, I would suggest you to, take up one more maybe course, not MBA exactly, but you can take up MIM, Abdul, show your bachelor's and you can show, you can take up MIM or say, at least international business. So, yeah, I would suggest you this. Are my chances of getting study visa as I have a long gap years? If in case it is more than 4 years of, if in case you're taking again MBA, it might not be a problem. If in case other program, more than 4 years of education gap, they will consider you as a potential immigrant because generally Canada being a PR country, they're very strict with their visas. Okay, they
Yeah.
want only students who are there to study to enter their country. So if in case they get a hint that you are a potential immigrant, then we might see a Canada visa rejection. So if in case you have a long gap years, you can apply for MBA.
Right. Uh, Ekta, we have one more question from uh, Vipul, which is again, I think, very frequently asked question. Can BCom students do supply chain management courses?
Supply chain management, if in case you're a BCom student and have relevant experience into supply chain industry for minimum of 15 to 18 months, then yes, you can take up Vipul. If in case you are a fresher graduate from fresher BCom graduate, then you will not be allowed to take up a supply chain management. I think I mentioned previously some of the students. Supply chain again is a techno management course which would at least require a relevant bachelor's or experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh, so we'll pick up one more question and then we can wrap up this session. So Sudesh is asking, do I need GMAT to apply for freshers MBA?
Yes, Sudesh, if in case you want to apply for some of the top-notch universities or at least the mediocre universities, then yes, you will have to take up GMAT to apply for MBA. A lot of universities do give waiver, so I would suggest you to first take the list of universities, understand if GMAT is a requirement, mandatory requirement, or if it is recommended, or if it is not required. So if in case you target to universities which is mandatory required, then yes, you will have to take. Some of the universities also are giving waiver. If you do not have time, you don't want to give GMAT, apply for universities who are giving your waiver. Generally, fresher MBA program, I generally suggest students to take up a GMAT, which will strengthen your profile and getting admission will be quite easy.
Right. Cool. So Ekta, anything you want to say before we wrap up today's session?
Right. So, I will suggest all the students to, get yourself a personal counselor who will help you throughout the process in case of Canada, because Canada is one of the strict country for visa process. I see students getting rejection because of a small mistake. I think recently we discussed one of the profile. So yes, get yourself enrolled, get a personal counselor so that your process is very smooth and you get into Canada very next year, that is 2023. So get yourself enrolled, and yeah, better that you enroll beforehand so that you can approach to universities well in advance.
Right. So, guys, to enroll with LeapScholar and get personalized guidance from me and Ekta, there is a link which is floating in the chat box. So, just go and click on that link, and it's very, very affordable. Like I said, we do a lot of close-knit Zoom sessions wherein we talk with students directly. So, make sure you sign up, and we'll be back with another session on Friday, most probably. So, do tune in case your questions were not answered today. But I hope you enjoyed today's session. Thank you so much for attending, and we'll see you next time again soon. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ekta.
Thanks, Saket. Thanks for giving your time. Thank you, guys. All the
Thank
best.
you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.